Welcome back. The country's best college hockey program has a new captain as of yesterday. Brad Berry announced junior defenseman Colton Poolman will wear the C for North Dakota for the upcoming 2018-19 season. For more on Colton's rise to the captaincy and everything else new with UND Hockey, here's head coach with our Alex Heinert.
Brad Berry, an eventful offseason already for UND Hockey. UND Hockey alums making waves in the Stanley Cup playoffs, a new contract for yourself, and a new leadership group just put into place today. Congratulations on all of those happenings here with the program.
Well, really appreciate it. It's a very special place here, and obviously watching all of our former alum playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Very proud of those guys, and very eager to watch to see what happens down the stretch. And then obviously talking about our captains. Very exciting day about our captains here, knowing that they're the leadership group that's going to lead us forward on the ice, in the classroom, and in the community.
Yeah, we'll talk about that leadership group in a sec. Let's just touch on your contract extension first of all. How important was it to get something in place going into the final year of your deal here in the springtime before the summer and the season got started?
Well, first of all, I never feel comfortable talking about myself. It's always about the team. But in saying that, I'm very blessed and fortunate to get extended here at North Dakota. I was here as a player, I was here as an assistant coach, and now a head coach. And to be part of that going forward, it's very humbling. And obviously President Kennedy, Athletic Director Bill Chaves, Chris McGarry and her family at the Ingolstadt Foundation, very thankful for them. But it's knowing that I get to be part of something that we try to do on a yearly basis and win championships, and having the continuity and sustainability of not only myself but the coaching staff and the players here. So again, very, very humble and gratified today.
Yeah, this essentially was Bill Chaves' really first act in office as the Director of Athletics. That's got to make you feel good that this was priority number one really for him at the start of his tenure.
Well, it was, but in saying that, he's done a lot of really good things in a short amount of time here, and I think the mindset too is that he's going to support and put the other programs in that position too. And again, he's come from Eastern Washington, did a lot of great things there, and now he's come to North Dakota to try to do the same in all our programs.
One last question about you and about this contract extension. From the perspective of your staff, what does this extension mean for Dane Jackson and Matt Shaw?
Stability. I think, sustainability of what we're doing here. And I think the biggest thing that we have is you always want to try to have success continue through the people that are around you, whether that's players, whether that's staff members. And, those two guys do an outstanding job, and we want to keep them here long term.
That contract extension went down on Friday. Other big news coming out today, the selection of Colton Poolman as the 80th team captain in the history of the UND Hockey program, along with a group of assistant captains that are going to come along for the ride. Just talk me through, first off, just remind us what that selection process looks like. How do these guys get picked?
And that's one of the special things here at North Dakota. It's very traditional in the fact that we have our players vote for captains, and then at the end we as coaches look at it, and I would say probably 99% of the time it's dead on of what we think our captains should be. And that tells you the pulse of what our group has as far as selecting captains, that we're on the same page.
Yeah, Colton, a junior defenseman coming off a great season as a sophomore. What attributes do you see in him that are going to make him successful as captain of this team?
Well, first of all, he's an outstanding person, impeccable character, hard worker. And I just said the other day, it's not only about the things that you do when people are watching you, it's when you're not being watched, what do you do? And he does outstanding things on and off the ice. He leads in a quiet way as far as being the steady defenseman on the ice, making impact plays all the time. But when he's off the ice, he holds guys accountable, and he's a guy that is going to lead to the right direction along with the other guys that are wearing letters.
Yeah, he strikes me as just being a steady guy, and has been that since day one here in this program. He took on more on-ice responsibility this past year. Obviously, that'll grow a little bit now with Christian Molanen moving on to the NHL. What should we expect of him in his junior season?
And that's a great question, Alex. The one thing is don't put undue pressure on yourself. I think the biggest thing is keep building your game and having the year you did, and keep building on that. But just because you're captain now, and there is more responsibility with that, but don't have added pressure where it affects your game on the ice. Okay. And again, that's something that we step through and help our leaders on a daily basis of growing in that role.
Yeah, well, the last time a junior defenseman wore the C for your team, it worked out okay. Gage Osmus led you guys to a national championship back in 2016, so we'll hope for more of the same coming up with Colton Poolman wearing the C this year. Rhett Gardner, Nick Jones, Hayden Shaw, your three assistant captains, a trio of seniors on that leadership group as well. Talk about that group.
You know what? Love that group. Well-deserved captains wearing letters. They each bring something different to the table, and that's the beauty of it. You know, when we go back a couple years ago when we did win the national championship, Gage Osmus was a junior. Colton Poolman's a junior. You look at guys like Drake Kajula, that was an assistant captain. You know, we got guys like Nick Jones in that role too. So we feel very privileged that we have kind of a similar group that brings something different to the table, and they're all outstanding at what they do.
Yeah, well, a good first step in getting ready for the 2018-19 season, getting that leadership group in place. Really the last check mark before you go into the summer is just finalizing your recruiting class. Can you touch on when you think that'll be nailed down moving forward?
Yeah, you know what, I would say probably in the next week to 10 days. You know, we've got a very good idea of what that is, but we just want to make sure everything goes right here through their seasons, what they're doing, and then we'll announce that in the next 10 days or so.
Well, certainly something we'll be looking forward to, as you said, over the next week or two.
Yeah.
And then we're also looking forward to October the 6th. It's not going to be here too long away against Manitoba, the start of the exhibition season.
Yeah, it can't come soon enough. We're really excited about it, especially with this group moving forward. And again, you know, obviously last year it's not the way we want it to end. It's in the rearview mirror right now, and we're going forward here with our foot on the pedal.
Yeah, well, the big year coming up for UND Hockey, and again, it starts really already in motion, certainly for the year ahead. Brad, thanks again so much for the time.
Alex.
Congrats
Thank
again
you.
on the new
Thank
contract
you.
extension. We'll be in touch as the summer goes along.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Brad Berry.
Thanks so much, guys. And yes, congrats to Coach Barry on the contract extension. We're definitely looking forward to continuing working with he and his team. Coming up after the break, the Sioux Falls Storm are looking to bounce back this weekend at the Denny. We'll preview their matchup with the Nebraska Danger when Midco Sports Tonight returns.